What is up, guys? This is TeamOverclocked bringing you guys a $500 full setup for gaming. Now this full setup includes Windows, a keyboard and mouse, and speakers. In terms of benchmarks, the PC in this setup can play all games at 1080p medium settings at 40 to 30 FPS, which is about console-like performance. So let's get into it. For the CPU, I chose the AMD Athlon X4 845 for $60. This is a quad-core chip, which is really important these days since a lot of games really utilize all those cores, and it's also clocked at 3.5 GHz, and the turbo is up to 3.8 GHz, which is pretty average and good enough for gaming. This makes this an amazing budget chip. For the motherboard, I got the ASRock FM2 A88M Pro 3 Plus for $44. This is a micro ATX motherboard with 8 SATA 6GB ports and 4 RAM slots. It also has USB 3.0 headers, which provide very fast data transfer speeds. It also uses the AMD A88X chipset, which provides superior overclockability on the FM2 Plus socket. For the RAM, we have the G.Skill AEGIS 8GB set for $31. This is a 1x8GB set clocked at 1600 MHz. Now 8GB is the perfect amount for gaming, and you should be able to start editing on this amount as well. You can also easily upgrade to 16 or 32GB in the future, since this is only one stick and there are 4 RAM slots on the motherboard. For the hard drive, we have the Hitachi UltraStar 1TB hard drive for $40. This is 7200 RPM, which is pretty standard these days for all mainstream hard drives. The difference between this 1TB hard drive and a Western Digital or Seagate 1TB hard drive is that it has half the cache, but it's still pretty good. Now this will serve as your mass storage like all of your games and media files, so you can't go wrong with this. For the GPU, we have the Sapphire Radeon R7 360 for $84. Now this is clocked at 1.06 GHz, which is pretty good, and it comes with 2GB of GDDR5 VRAM, and it has a TDP of 100 watts. It also has Crossfire and FreeSync support, which are nice features to see at a budget. And this can play all games at 1080p at console quality settings at pretty decent frame rates. For the case, we have the DIY Solo T1 BK for $28. This has front panel USB 3.0 for all of your fast transfer data needs, and it also has a decent amount of drive bays. Now cable management will be a challenge since this is a budget case, and it has pretty mediocre routing holes, but that should not be a big problem since there is no side panel window. For the power supply, we have the EVGA 430W ATX power supply for $21. This has enough power for this build, and is 80+ certified, meaning that 80% of the power is going to be going to this PC at all times. And also, EVGA is a pretty reliable brand, and they have really good capacitors, so for $21 you can't go wrong with this. For the operating system, I got Windows 10 Home for $35. Now, you can get this on Microsoft Software Swap, which I'll link down in the description, for this price. And this is pretty much the best gaming OS at the moment, especially with DirectX 12 support. For the monitor, we have the Acer G226 HQL for $91. This is a 21.5-inch 1080p display with a 60Hz refresh rate and a 5 millisecond response time. It also comes with one VGA and one DVI port, so you can at least use a DVI port for your HD needs. And 1080p is still the most popular resolution for gaming, and it still looks amazing to this day. For the keyboard, we have the Cooler Master Devastator 2 bundle for $30. This includes a keyboard and mouse, which is really nice since that really cuts costs down, and this is available in red, blue and green, so you can just pick whichever color fits your needs. Now this is a membrane keyboard, not a mechanical keyboard, so it's not the best for gaming, but it's still gonna be good enough if you're starting PC gaming. For the audio, I decided to go with the Logitech Z30 speakers for $35. This comes with a subwoofer and 2 smaller squeakers, which is a pretty decent audio setup, and I think this is a little overkill. So if you wanted to cut some costs, I'd recommend going for a slightly cheaper headset or cheaper speakers. But I went with this because it's really high quality, you won't have to upgrade this in the future, and this monitor does not come with any built-in speakers. So that's all for today. If you liked the video, please like it. If you didn't like it, just dislike it. And subscribe to join the team, and I'll see you guys in the next one.